Hello everyone, this is Professor Maloney, and today's recording is going to be me demonstrating the MindTap website for our class. All right, so this is for our COP1334 C++ class. In my class overview video, I talked about the fact that you need to buy your MindTap access code by the end of the first week, but you should get it by the second day of class. Okay, it's very, very important to have. There are 41 programming exercises that you're going to do in this class, and programming exercises take a lot of time. Take a lot of reading. You need to study. You need to practice. You need to search for sites to help you. So you can type in C++ tutorials in your browser window, and you'll get all sorts of help on anything you need help with, okay? But it will take a lot of work. So if you did not see my MindTap, my class overview video, be sure that you watch it. If you need to see something again, the video is in the course videos created by Professor Maloney link from Blackboard. And as I mentioned in that class overview recording, I also said that I'm teaching two of the same class. They're both COP1334. One has reference number 5355, and that one runs from 10:40 in the morning until 12:20 p.m. And then I'm running reference number 5677, and that one runs from 12:30 p.m. until 2:10 p.m. So when I talk when I'm demonstrating at one particular site in either MindTap or Blackboard, I'll always tell you, remember, if you're in the other class, that when I'm talking about this time, your time is. And the reason I'm doing that is it would be ridiculous for me to create separate videos on the same material. I try to create very, very not necessarily good videos, but information-filled videos. Okay, so it's very important that you pay attention. Anyway, so I'm going to go now and show you how to get registered at the MindTap site. So I'm going to share my screen. And I'm now sharing my screen. Okay, so the other day I was in reference number 5355. Now I'm in 5677. All righty. All right. So now there are two links here. Okay, this is where you always go, whether it's for an office hour session, just trying to ask me questions. Even though it says office hour, it's not an hour, it's 30 minutes. But basically, it's at the end of the 1 hour class lecture. On every class day, it's optional. You only have to go if you want to go, but if you have questions, of course, you should go. I won't help specifically on any given program, but if you have a question on your grade, if you have a question on what to do to get ready for your exam, whatever, you're welcome to come to me and talk to me about that stuff. All right. Now this one up here is what I'm creating today. So this won't be there once I finish this session. It'll then disappear, but these two stay. And if you click on the required links, you see that all the required sessions are under it. So you can click on the link, or you can click this down arrow right here. But again, this is for my 12:30 p.m. class. So for my 10:40 a.m. class, it would say 10:40 a.m. until 12:20 p.m. This one says 12:30 p.m. until 2:10 p.m. But the majority of sessions in here are really from 12:30 until 1:30, and then the optional sessions start at 1:30. For the other class, for the early class, the optional sessions start at 10:40. Okay. All right. So now, student start here is where you go to do MindTap. Now, when you click right here, all right, you're going to be first having to register at the MindTap site, and then every subsequent time that you click this link throughout the semester, what will happen is you'll then go directly to my MindTap class for you guys. And that's where 98% of your classwork is at. Your 3 exams are taken at MindTap. the 41 programming exercises, the instructions, and the uploads are at MindTap. The 8 quizzes that you have to do, they're done at MindTap, and the ebook is at MindTap. So the exams are worth 60% of your grade, the programming exercises are worth 30, and the quizzes are worth 8. So 60 plus 30 plus 8, that's 98% of your class grade is over at the MindTap site. Now, what I'm going to do first actually is go into my student preview. Sorry, that's where I like to be on this. So this is what it looks like in 5677. But if you're in the 5355 class, which is the 10:40 a.m. start, yours looks exactly the same. Every link is exactly the same. Okay, so I'll do your view first. So students start here, okay, and then you come over here. I'm going to demonstrate this in class on Thursday, August 25th by playing this video actually in class, but I'll then talk and answer questions as you're doing it. So remember, I'm in student preview. Now, one thing when you do student preview as a professor, and the professor already has an account, it doesn't work quite right, but I'll talk about what you need to do. So I'm going to click the link, right? I purposefully leave it telling me a pop-up blocker prevented this content from opening in a new window so that you understand, oh, you need to go ahead and take care of pop-up blockers if need be, okay? If you don't know how to, then obviously you just open a new tab and say, enable pop-ups in Firefox, enable pop-ups in Chrome, enable pop-ups in Edge, whatever you want to do. And I'm just doing these to remind you that you need to do that, but you can also just launch the content from whichever browser you're using when you get the pop-up message. All right. Now remember, I'm in your preview. Afterwards, I'm going to go in with my view. Okay, that thing's saying something wrong here. It's just because it gets confused with what's happening. And because I go over periodically, you know, it's going to get confused based on what I'm doing. But I'm going in as a student, and I don't really have a student account, is why it gets a bit confused. But anyway, so remember I said today for this video, I'm doing section 5677, which is Tuesday, Thursday, 12:30 p.m. start. If you're in the 5355 class, yours will say exactly the same, but it'll be underscore 5355 right here and TR underscore 10:40 a.m. right here. But everything else is exactly the same, okay? Now, there's 2 things you do when you get here. Well, one of 2 things. If you've bought your access code, and if you don't know how to buy your access code or where it is, you need to watch my class overview video, which I played in class on August 23rd. Basically, you either go to the bookstore, the Homestead Campus bookstore in person, which is my preferred way for you, and buy your access code, pay for it there, and you'll walk out of the bookstore with the access code. Okay, the access code just gives you this book here, but as an ebook. All right, but more importantly, it gives you the whole website where 98% of your class grade is done, class work is done. All right, so if you've got your access code, you click this and it turns to a link and you enter it, and then you're going to be asked to register. Well, first it's going to verify with your email credentials. And by the way, you need to use your mymdc.net student email account. All right, mymdc.net email. Do not use any other email. Okay, do not. It'll get confused because you come in to this class, the class website here, from Blackboard, and it expects the login credentials that you signed into Blackboard with, which are your mymdc.net emails. Okay, so anyway, you either enter your access code by clicking this link. If you do not have one on Thursday, August 25, you must click this continue and see if you can get a free trial, but that free trial will only be good for 1 week. Okay, and when I click continue, it won't let me have that option because, again, I'm not a student. Okay, it doesn't know who I am. That's why it's not showing my little picture, which I have set up for me. But anyway, so I'll click to continue just to pretend I'm going to be trying to buy it from them. Okay, all right, so now it's showing class 5677, okay, and it's also though showing my fall 2021 early class 6451. So this is last year, so I can't tell you why it pulls up the one from last year as well. But again, that's just because I'm a professor, so it doesn't really know who I am. I mean, in terms of being a student, all right? So what you do though is you only buy one or the other. Okay, so you would buy one or the other. And in this case, you just click on this one here, if that's the one you're going to buy, okay? But on your site, it'll also say, click for free trial, or it'll say trial access or free trial or some such thing, or 7-day courtesy access. It'll have a little button toward the bottom and tell you that. But if you had a free trial with Cengage, with CGS 1060 as an example, they say that sometimes you don't get another free trial. They only give you one free trial. So one way or the other, though, you're responsible for getting this access code, and you're responsible for getting it in the first week, because there's a lot of work to do starting in week 1. All right. Okay. So you would do that, and accepting this thing here is just obviously just so that you can continue going. No big deal. But mine won't show what yours will show. But you would click your book, and again, you see, just in case you clicked here and then you realized, oh, I want to enter my access code, you can click the enter access code. And if you, as long as you have it, and then it'll have you go back and not go back, but it'll then bring you to the page for you to enter the access code and to enter your mymdc.net email and your first name, last name, whatever they ask you to enter. Okay, so that's what you would do. Now I'm going to get out of here. All right, I'm getting out of your student preview, but remember, I clicked where it says students, click here under students, start here. Now watch. I'm going to go in now with my credentials. Same thing, students, start here. Same thing, students, start here. Same thing, students, click here. Same. But what will happen now is that because I'm now in as Professor Maloney, when I get over here to the Cengage site, it's going to recognize me, and it's going to recognize my credentials as the professor for the class. So it's going to show me everything. It puts up my first name now. It says, oh, John, okay, you're in now. All right, so I'm here, all right? And this is what yours will look like when you have either your trial or courtesy access, or you enter that access code, all right? And then every subsequent time that you click students start here and click students click here, every time, once you're registered, this is where you'll automatically then be sent. So it's the same link every time, and it'll always bring you to your class as long as you have set your class, as long as you've registered for the site, okay? All right, and you absolutely need to do that on the second day of class. You must absolutely need to have paid for your access code by a week after that, all right? Okay, so here's just information. Now again, if I was in my earlier class, it would say COP1334 underscore 2227 underscore 5355 underscore 1040 AM underscore TR. Same thing, okay? Same material. All right, so you go to welcome to your course, and it's just going to tell you, it's probably a paragraph, maybe 2 paragraphs. So a couple paragraphs of information on what you're going to be doing. So welcome to the C++ programming from problem analysis to program design, 8th edition with 2020 updates, MindTap version 2.0 course. This text is organized into 18 units. We're only going through 8 units. It's an introductory class. 8 units is equivalent to 8 modules, or it's equivalent to 8 chapters, however you want to call them. I sometimes call them units, sometimes modules, sometimes chapters. But it'll provide the beginning programmer with a guide to programming concepts and the C++ language. You'll learn fundamental programming concepts, including decision-making, looping, and classes, with the support of practical step-by-step examples. There are great examples provided for you in the text. I'll also be creating, I don't even know how many videos for this class, but for sure at least 15, and it may be more. And many of them will be over an hour, whether you like it or not. They'll be long. Sometimes they'll be short, like this one should be relatively short. But the day 1 class overview video was 1 hour and 1 minute, and I'll have many that are over an hour. I may have some that are 1 hour and a half, which means when your required live class hours, say from 10:40 to 12:40, if you're in the 53-55 class, or they say 12:30 to 1:30, if you're in the 56-77 class, if my video is 1 hour and 10 minutes, or even if it's 1 hour, I'll be talking for at least 10 minutes before I play the video. So it's going to make you run over. Well, technically the class runs until, it's 1 hour and 40 minutes. So anytime I go beyond the 1 hour that I'm saying is required for you, that's just life. Okay, it's life. You need to be in your class. On the 3 exam days, you'll also be told you need to be here for the full 1 hour and 40 minutes, and there won't be an optional office hour session. It'll just be you taking the test. I give you 100 minutes for an exam. Anyway, so this is just that, right? To get out of this welcome to your course, which just tells you that little bit of stuff, you click this lower X over here on the right side of the screen. Okay, so click the lower X. All right, so then getting started with MindTap. Click getting started with MindTap. This will be a very short video, probably 2-3 minutes. I'll go ahead and play a bit of it. Just I'm not positive how. So it's 5 minutes actually.
From Cengage Learning. Your instructor has set up this MindTap computing course so that everything you need is included. Readings, assignments, and study tools to keep. All designed to help you focus on what matters most. Help you stay organized.
So you can watch this video. There's lots and lots of things to watch, but you can also, I mean, it's up to you. This is not the end of the world if you don't do this one, but you should really watch it and just skip around if you want to. And then click the lower X again, the one that's about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches down from the top right side of the screen. So click that one. Okay. So I'm going to say that's welcome to your course. That's getting started with MindTap. Now, next one says download your data files. You don't need to download data files. Any data files you need for this class will be downloadable from MindTap where you see the work. The work is going to be in units. The programming work is going to be in units 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. In the news, you don't have to do, again, it never hurts to do it, but you don't have to. This in the news, you don't have to do it. Never hurts to do it. This in the news, same way. Okay. So you don't need to download your data files. If any data files do not appear when they need to appear, I will give them to you. All right. Okay. Pre-course assessment. Now, everything in this at this site is listed the same way here in MindTap as it is in my the tentative schedule of activities, which is at the end of my syllabus document. So if you didn't see or you don't remember the day 1 class overview video, you can click the syllabus and schedule of activities link from our class in Blackboard, and you'll see the syllabus. And then scroll to the bottom, you'll see the exact dates that you see here. So as an example, the pre-course assessment. This is practice. It's not counted as a grade, but we want to know how much students know coming into the class. So Thursday, August 25, day 2 of class. It's due on August 29, okay, which is the last day of week 1, meaning it is Monday, August 29, okay? So you have to do it in that 4 or 5 day window. The post-course assessment you do in week 15, the end of week 15. This is Thursday, December the 8th. December the 12th is 1 day before your last exam, and your last exam in here is a PowerPoint exam on December 3rd. PowerPoint is a units 7 and 8 exam, which means chapter 7 and 8, module 7 and 8, or unit 7 and 8. They're all the same thing. But you have to do it before then. And again, it's not graded either, but we want to see the difference between students' averages at the beginning of the term and at the end of the term for Homestead. And we're going to compare ourselves against Kendall and North and Wolfson and West and Hialeah and Padrone, any other campus, MDC Online, any campus that runs C++, we want to compare ourselves against. Okay. All right. In the news, don't need to go to. Unit 1. So when I click on Unit 1, there's no code in Unit 1, but there's some good information, okay? And so let me first show you that the Unit 1 quiz, it unlocks on day 2 of class again. That's why I said you have to get your access code right away. Even though I'm giving you literally 2 full weeks to do it. It's actually 2 weeks and 2 days maybe, or 2 weeks and 1 day, but either way, it unlocks at 12 a.m. on the morning of Thursday, August 25th. And when it doesn't have, and then it tells you the due is September 7 at 11:59 p.m. You can take this quiz 2 times and your best score counts. Remember again from the class overview, quizzes, everything in here is graded on 100%, 100 points. But everything is only worth a certain number of points. So each quiz is worth 1% of your final grade. So if, as an example, you don't take Unit 1 quiz, and everything else in the class you make 100 on, so you get a 0 on this one quiz, you get 100 on the other 7 quizzes, you get 100 on the 41 programming exercises, you get 100 on the 3 exams, you'd make a 99% in this class because the quiz, each quiz is worth 1% of your final grade. Okay, but anyway, take it 2 times, and if you don't make an A, I suggest you do it a second time. If you make a 90, that's not maybe a high enough A to keep, and since you get a free second try, why not try to do it better? If you then get a 70, the 90 counts. If you get another 90, well, the 90 still counts. If you get 100, now the 100 counts, and the first 90 doesn't count, right? So doing it twice is good if you, depending on what your first score was, all right? Okay, but so Unit 1 read gives you a preview, review the learning objectives. So click on it, okay? And it'll then open up. So these are the learning objectives. I'm not going to go through all of these because I want you to understand you will be reading. But for chapters 2 through 8, by the way, I will be providing unit overview videos. And each of those might be an hour or more where I tell you some of the key points of the chapter or the unit or the module, okay? But for this one, I'll just let you read those, right? Because this is nothing to do with what we're going to be doing programming-wise, but it tells you a little bit about, computing in programming languages, okay? And then here, an overview of computers and programming languages. So this one here is now the beef. This is where there's the material of chapter 1. So you can go ahead, if you click a brief overview, it'll bring you to a page on it. But every one of these is a link, okay? You are responsible for reading here. I also have a link over here called PowerPoint Slides. If you click PowerPoint Slides, and again, same thing for class 5355 and 5677. You both have a link called PowerPoint Slides, and there are 8 PowerPoint slide files. So basically module or unit or chapter, it's the same thing. This is module 1, okay? All right, back over here. So you can read that. You scroll up and down, click any link that you want, or you can just go to the next page this way. And then if it's got a vertical scroll bar and it's, got some exposed area on it, it means there's more, more underneath. So just scroll up and down as need be. And everything else you would just read, and then you move to the next page, okay? But let me get out of this read now. So I'm going to click this lower right X, okay? And here is the full book, just to show you. On the right side of the screen, when you're in MindTap, it's a blue, it's a blue book with a black area where the binding would be for the book. So if I click the full book, it now opens up in basically about 40% of my screen space, okay? Where it says TOC, that's table of contents. So you click on this and it shows you all the tables, all the content. Remember, it said there's 18 units or 18 modules or 18 chapters, and then it's got some appendices at the end. Well, we're doing chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 1 through 8, you're responsible for. So let's now, instead of clicking on 1, I'll just go to one where we start doing some programming. So chapter 2, okay, basic elements of C++. So first, a quick look at a C++ program. So this is a real program, and we're basically going to be looking at it. And then the basics of a program. And you see all these are indented. So there's comments. Comments are things that are not executable, but we provide comments so that others, and sometimes ourselves, are reminded of what's coming next. So we write comments. You can do them by typing // and then you type something out as a comment. And that would be like, as an example, below is my code. // below is my code. If it's a multi-line comment, you do /*, and then enter all the, you can type a paragraph if you want, and then type */, and the */ closes the multi-line comment that was opened with the /*. But anyway, these things I'll talk about when we get to chapter 2, all right? data types. Data types are things that you need to do to make a program really do anything. You know, we're going to have text fields, we're going to have currency type fields, we're going to have percentage type fields. So things that we can do with programs, we need data types for, okay? But anyway, and you have access to this in the book and you need to start reviewing it. But what I suggest is what I put, what I stated in the class overview video is first, you always read the PowerPoint. So first, like if we're now on chapter 2 as an example, I would go to PowerPoint and tell you, now click this module 2 PowerPoint and go through the PowerPoint first. Then come back over here to MindTap. Then if you want to click on chapter 2 here to get more detail, because the PowerPoints are only going to be highlights, but they're definitely not going to be all of this material, okay? Okay. And then I'm going to click on this, a quick look at a program to show us again, well, I haven't shown yet, but this is an example of a program. So remember I said a comment has a // but you can also have the / asterisk, I said, and a / asterisk has to end with an asterisk /. Since this thing here has all this space over here, I guess. Oh no, shoot, that was the wrong one. Let's go back. Let's go back here again. Here again. Quick look at a program again. I get this to move over. Let's see. No. Let's see. Well, I could do it by making my page big, but you know what, before I even say that anyway, because it doesn't, I mean, you know, there's some comments missing here and here, there's some information missing. And that's either a C or an O under it when I click this button. Yeah, okay. So that brings you to full page where you see it all. C++ program ends in off the rectangle. Okay, so now you see all that code. Then it gives you a sample run. Then it talks about these lines are displayed by the execution of the following statements. So this is only chapter 2, but it's telling us how we can create a program to compute and output the perimeter and area of a rectangle. Okay, and it explains, and I'll be explaining code. I'll be creating at least 2 example programs for each chapter. And remember, you have to do from chapters 2 through 8, 6 programs from chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 8, and 5 programs from chapter 7. 6 programs from each of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, and another 5 from chapter 7. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this, but again, my point is, see the full book over here helps you out. Okay, all right. So that's that. Now, this is another great point about our, you know, the access code. It gives us so much. This unit 1 visualize and every visualize. So this one I'm actually going to play. But in chapter 2, you'll see also a visualize with video. Chapter 3 or unit 3, a visualize with a video. Only one this time, but this is a very good video. Unit 4 or chapter 4 or module 4, visualize. A cable company billing, a huge program. And then more, brief video on decisions, truth tables, watch a brief video on truth tables, and or not logic, very important logic. So all these videos, always in the visualize section. Unit 5, visualize. Okay, programming example, Fibonacci numbers. Fibonacci numbers is a real cool thing where basically the next number is always determined by the 2 previous numbers. So then the next number is always determined by the answer to what's, like, let's put as an example that we had number 1 and number 2. So if you add up 1 and 2, then that would turn to 3. But then you'd add 2 and 3 to get 4. And then you'd add 3 and 4. Now, you're not adding 3 plus 4, but whatever is in the spot of the 3rd number and whatever's in the spot of the 4th number, you'd add them up to get to the 5th number. It's called Fibonacci. But anyway, you'll see that when we get to it. All right. And then unit 6, visualize, programming example, data comparison, and another video on methods. Same thing. Great information. 7, visualize. programming example, the game of rock, paper, and scissors. This is really cool. You can make this game and then have your friends play it with you. You know, that rock, paper, and scissors that some of you played with as a kid, but this as a program, okay? And then 8, visualize text processing, all right? All right, so that's what you have to do. Now I'm going to collapse all, okay? And just to go up, I'm not going to continue this forever because I want to make sure that in this particular case, it's not as important that I go for a long time because MindTap, it was just to give you an overview. So I'm going to stop it pretty soon, but I want to show you some of the other things in terms of the assignments that are due. So for Unit 1, you're responsible for 1 graded activity. Graded activities in MindTap have an orange filled in bubble, and in capital letters, the words counts towards grade. Anything that you see that has an orange filled in bubble will have the words counts towards grade. It'll have an unlock date and it'll have a due date. Okay, so that's the only thing you have to do in chapter 1 or unit 1. But how do you do it? Do you just start by taking unit 1 quiz? Oh, of course you do. No, of course you do not. You know, I'm teasing, right? You look at the PowerPoint, then you do the read, then you look at the visualize, you may even do the study, then you do your quiz. And you've got your ebook over here. Remember the ebook right here. You want unit 1? Click on unit 1. Overview, okay? Look here, unit 1, an overview of computers and programming languages. Chapter 1, an overview of computers and programming languages. Unit 2, basic elements of C++. Unit 2, basic elements of C++. So you get the ebook over here, you review the content before you do your coding. But anyway, so for unit 1, you only have unit 1 quiz. Okay. Of course, before this, again, as I said in the class overview video, you must do your bio post, which is worth 2% of your final grade. And that is due on Monday, August 29th at 11:59 p.m. And I showed you where to do it, but it's in the discussion forums link in Blackboard for our class. All right, so in chapter 2, though, watch what happens. So you still have read. Remember, I already told you how important visualize is, but anytime you see read, that's fine. But you also have the full book here if you'd just rather get to it that way. But code. Now look at all the orange filled in bubbles. I said there's 6 programming exercises you must do in unit 2. So let's count. 2.1 is 1, orange bubble. 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, and 2.6. They all have orange bubbles. But these are also available if you want to just play more. But these you must do. They are graded. Look, unlocks August 25th at 12 a.m. That's Thursday of week 1 of day 2. So again, week 1 of day 2. Day 2 of week 1 at 12 a.m. It's already available. Okay, so you need your access code. So there's 6. The others I'm not going to count because they're not required. And then you have the unit 2 quiz, just like the unit 1 quiz. So you have 7 graded things in unit 2. Okay, then unit 3. They're going to be due the same time, by the way, and available at the same time. Why? Because the first exam covers units 2 and 3. So the same due dates for unit 2 applies to unit 3. So look at unit 2 quiz. Unlocks August 25 at 12 a.m. Unit 3 quiz. Unlocks August 25 at 12 a.m. Due September 26 at 11:59 p.m. Due September 26 at 11:59 p.m. Code. Unlocks. So 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6. If you want, you can do more, but you got to do those 6. When are they available? August 25, 12 a.m. When are they due? September 26. Every one. Go back to unit 2. When are they available? August 25. When are they due? September 26, right? So understand that the way it works, and all these dates are in Blackboard and the schedule of activities, and they're also right here in MindTap. But I do reserve the right to change any date. That is my prerogative. For one, I can make a mistake and put something in that I didn't really intend to, but the professor's prerogative is to make any changes he or she feels is appropriate. So I make my class before the class starts, obviously, and I hope I've done everything correctly. But anyway, so in units 2 and 3, and they're both available at the same time, you see you have a lot more material. I'm going to collapse all now. And now the next 3 units, unit 4, unit 5, and unit 6, they're all together. And the second exam will be for those 3 units. Oh, I didn't show you that the exam. So the exam 1 is the day after everything is due, okay, for units 2 and 3. The day after that, during class. Right now I'm in the 5677. So it's a 12:30 class, goes till 2:10. Watch. 12:30, oh sorry, unlock September 27 at 12:30 p.m., goes until 2:10 p.m. This is a L, meaning you're going to be assigned a late penalty if you take it late. Okay, 20% automatically. Now, if you're in class 5355, it'll say unlock September 27 at 10:40 a.m. and it'll say due September 27 at 12:20 p.m. Wait, that unlocks 12:30. I think. Oh no, yeah, the other one would be 10:40 unlock and due 12:20, right? There's 10-minute gap between the 2 classes. Okay, so that's that. And then units 4, 5, and 6 are all the same. They're all going to be due on November 7. So if I just click on this code here, you see it's all due November 7. Available the same day as the exam, the previous exam. So the day after units 2 and 3 exam, meaning the first exam, that very same day is when all units 4, 5, and 6 are available. So I'll just remember November 7 and available September 27. Then I'll go to, and again, these are extras, but you don't have to do them. Then unit 5, same thing. Go to code. Available September 27, due November 7, just like unit 4. The quiz, same thing. September 27, November 7. Unit 6, same thing. September 27 to November 7. Code for unit 6. So there's 18 programming exercises. 6 from unit 4, 6 from unit 5, 6 from unit 6. And obviously these 3 chapters are going to be a heck of a lot harder than the units 2 and 3 exam, which is, you know, real introductory programming. And of course, unit 1, there's no programming. All right. And then the unit 7 and unit 8 are they go from November 7 until December 9. That's the last day of week 16. And then the exam is in the code. The exam, the last exam is on the last day of class, final exams week, December 13th at 2:10 p.m. it's due, and you can only do it during class. Starts at 12:30 p.m. If you're in the morning class, it'll start at 10:40 a.m. and be due at 12:20 p.m. All righty. All right. So that's my overview of MindTap for you guys. Have a great day. I shall